So I'm trying to breathe this morning. Got about 2 hours worth of sleep last night. We were gonna put the jib up for some extra stability, but at the same time we just didn't feel like dealing with it because we're too tired, and when you're tired you make dumb mistakes. As Madeline would say,
welcome to Miami, bienvenidos a Miami.
Yeah, something like that. Now I'm at 150 feet. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put my snubber on here. And after I put the snubber on, lock everything down, and then we'll be good to go. So I'm trying to breathe this morning. Got about 2 hours worth of sleep last night. It was really rough. The storms were really bad. Out of the 10 boats that were here, they're all scattered around now. But 6 of them broke loose last night in that whole mess. More than a couple of them broke loose more than once. I don't really know how to describe it, but the way that the wind grabbed, the boat usually points into the wind, and then our snubber, the 2 lines that we have down that hold onto the anchor chain that keep the pressure off of the windlass, usually takes the shock as the boat goes up and down. Well, what was happening was the wind was blowing so hard that it was actually turning the boat sideways like this, and then it was jerking with the whole weight of the boat instead of just pulling on it like this like it normally would. So it didn't matter. We were watching people, and they would turn sideways, they start jerking, and then you'd see them start drifting. And then we were like, oh man, that really sucks. And next thing you know, we turn and then we start doing the same thing, and it's really aggravating. Putting up and down the anchor 3 times yesterday really wore me out. I'm completely exhausted. I'm tired. My arms hurt. My back hurts. My shoulders hurt. So poor Madeline, she got up with me and did everything she needed to do as well. She was there was more than a couple times to where she actually had to put the boat full throttle and try to turn into the wind just to even straighten it out, because the boat would not turn at all. The wind was just that strong. Had at least, from what we were seeing, is at least 45 knot winds. They were pretty sustained with some gusts higher than that. We weren't the only ones. We watched 2 cats break loose. We watched a cat get its roller furling. It started, I guess it wasn't rolled tight enough, and it just got in there just enough, and it basically just ripped down their whole jib. So luckily it didn't shred the whole thing. It just kind of messed up their clasp. So I don't know how they're going to repair that, because I'm not a sailmaker, but I'm sure it's not going to be cheap, and they're not very happy about it. But on top of that, then the other one broke loose and almost hit him. So yeah, it was a fun night. It really was, and we're exhausted, and we have a full day sail ahead of us today. We have a full 8.5-9 hour sail. So we're gonna push on today. I'll probably take a nap and feel a million times better. Madeline, I'm sure, she made us some food last night, some paella. So we'll have that to eat today. So it'll be delicious because it had a chance for the flavors to really soak in overnight. And I'm sure that's going to put me in a really good mood, and hopefully this coffee will get me through until we get out of this anchorage and get out here and start sailing, and then I'm just going to lay up here and take a nap and let Madeline take over. So usually she drives the first shift anyway. So we're going to head out and wish us luck today and give our homage to Poseidon, and then we're out. After a really exhausting night, we're lucky enough to have some decent following seas and good wind. So it's a little gloomy out here. It's a little gloomy, but we're chilled, making really good time. We only have the main up at the right now. It's just easier to maintain. We were gonna put the jib up for some extra stability, but at the same time we just didn't feel like dealing with it because we're too tired, and when you're tired you make dumb mistakes, and the less things you have to deal with while you're that's the less mistakes that you can make. So we don't want to make a mistake and tear the jib or do something stupid or make it overly complicated right now. Since we're cruising along at like a little over 6 knots with just the main, we're perfectly fine with that. It puts us at our destination at a really good time. And with these following seas, we don't have to worry about getting beaten up. I mean, it's a little bit of a workout, I'm not gonna lie, because you're constantly having a counter steer. But I'm okay with that. I'll take that over bouncing up and down and getting beaten to death by oncoming waves. So we're just kind of chilling, watching the grayish water go by. It's just gloomy, which is also good because then it's not too hot. So we have a nice cool breeze. That's the downwind sail. We have a nice cool breeze. It's a downwind sail, and it's not too hot, and we're making good time. I can't really complain about that at all. So it was Rodriguez Key was nice to go there and get the familiarity with the get the local knowledge of the area by going there. People can tell you about it all you want, you can read about it all you want, you can look at Google Maps and the charts and everything, but until you're there you don't really know what you're looking for. Like, there's a very misleading sandbar on the southeast side of the island, and if you're not paying attention or if you come in at night, you could hit it. So the charts really don't do a good job of showing where it is exactly. So we were lucky when we came through. There was a bunch of power boaters up there tied up on the sandbar just hanging out, so we were able to easily see it and identify it while people were walking around. So we were able to avoid it and get safely into the anchorage. And then also we just use our Navionics app to follow our track out. So we knew that no matter what, we weren't going to hit bottom going out, because we're going out the same way we came in and we didn't hit bottom. So alright, well, we're going to finish this trip up, hopefully get there at a decent time, maybe take a shower, maybe, yeah, need a shower, and then just kind of chill, relax, have dinner. It's supposed to be a very, very calm night. Put up the wind scoop, have the AC blowing on us, and it's going to be beautiful. And then tomorrow we should be able to make it to our next destination before another really big front rolls through. So either way, we're going to be on the inside of the ICW for that, because that one's supposed to be a good 25-30 knot storm. So we don't want to be anywhere near the outside while that's going on. Alright, let's knock this out and keep going. It's been a long ass day.
Yep.
Especially after last night. But we got to Miami.
No, that's not how you say it.
Oh, as Madeline would say.
Welcome to Miami. Bienvenidos a Miami.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, we're getting ready to pull down the mainsail, head into the channel, and then over there is No Name Harbor, and we're gonna pull in and we're gonna get us some rest, some good, well-deserved sleep. I am so tired.
Wonder what he's up to. Hear all this commotion over here. Hey, what are you doing?
Oh, what I'm gonna be doing today is we have a storm rolling through tonight. So
I see it coming behind you.
Yeah, well, actually this afternoon. It's gonna get here a little earlier than anticipated. And after our episode at Rodriguez Key and Smokehouse Bay, I'm gonna make sure that, since, as you can see, we have a whole lot of room, I picked the space where we can swing all over the place. So what I'm gonna do is, I laid out my standard 100 feet of chain. So because of the storms coming and we're not gonna go anywhere because it's just gonna be too rough, I'm just gonna go ahead and let out another 50 feet of chain. Reset the, add the swing length, the swing radius to the anchor alarm, and just call it a day and hope that everything holds. Supposedly the holding here is really, really good, and last night we had some pretty decent winds, and yesterday we had really strong winds coming through here, and we held just fine, and it bit hard. So I'm just gonna lay out an extra 50 feet of chain to make it 150. That way I know there's no way I should be going anywhere. So since I haven't wired it in yet, I'm still using the manual features of the windlass. Just unlock it, and as you saw, that red part of the chain, now I'm letting the boat drift. As you can see, the chain's sitting there dangling. I have to let the boat drift to pull some of the chain out because I don't want to just have it all pile up on the ground there. And I'll just let the boat pull the chain out as we drift.
Sweet. And how do you know it's 50 feet?
So you see the red part of that chain down there? That mark was, as I did long before we even got on the boat full time, I marked the chain every 25 feet. So the next color that comes out should be, the next color that comes out here, blue, means I'm at 125 feet. And then I just have to let the boat drift and it'll pull the rest of the chain out. So I'm at 125. Now I'm at 150 feet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my snubber on here. And after I put the snubber on, lock everything down. And then we'll be good to go. And that should be enough chain to hold us in place. Another thing I learned in Smokehouse Bay from my friend Andy, who helped us re-anchor, was I needed to make my my snubber longer. So now it's long enough I don't have to worry about it. Let the boat drag and catch us. This chain weighs a lot. It helps hold us. It helps hold a lot of the chain weight on the ocean floor. Once it pulls tight. So now it'll hold tight on the snubber. Now just let out some extra chain for slack. Lock it all down. Lock down. And that helps keep that'll help keep the chain clear.
Are you gonna adjust the anchor alarm as well to add the extra?
I did that before I did this, so that while I was doing it, the anchor alarm wouldn't start going off. Because the anchor alarm is very loud, very annoying, and I think that they did some...
As it should be.
As it should be. And I think they did some research in it, so it's actually a certain tone that creates panic in you. So when that thing
then
goes
it will
off,
be a baby crying.
yeah, it's worse than a baby crying. Yeah, it will create serious panic in you when you hear that go off. So yeah, so we're set for the night. It's not a bad view. We got skyline right over there. We're in a fairly decent protected area. I mean, I know it looks all open, but over here, yep, right over here sticking out from the shore, there is a huge sandbar out here. So it keeps the waves down in here And beyond that, there's a bunch of reefs too as well, so they break it all up. Over here, wind rarely ever comes out of this direction. This would be the southwest direction. It rarely comes out of here. And then we're protected from the east winds for the most part by downtown. And then on the north, we're protected on the north side over that way. We're protected from with those mangroves and stuff right over there. And on the other side, obviously we're protected by these buildings in the island. So we'll be good to go.
Now sail cover on.
Yep,
Just
put on
in
the sail cover, and I don't want any sails getting torn or ripped or anything.
And of course this is gonna, my AC is gonna have to come down.
Yeah, when it starts storming.
Boo!
Thank you for watching this week's video. I really hope you're still enjoying everything. Keep the comments and questions coming. We'll try to answer them as fast as we're getting them. If you haven't done so, subscribe on YouTube, and also make sure that you follow us. And if you really like us, consider becoming a Patreon. The link will be right below. Otherwise, see you next week. Bye.